Today we're checking out a bunch of dinosaur figures from Jurassic World and some other brands that have come out recently or that I've purchased recently. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with this huge Jurassic World Dominion Gigantosaurus. This figure is ginormous. It's probably over 3 feet long. Probably stands about 2 or 3 feet high. This looks very similar to the Gigantosaurus that you see in the new Jurassic World Dominion movie. It's got the huge black spine on its back. The rest of its body is green with a lighter underbelly. This figure, like all the super colossal figures, is pretty adjustable. It can move its arms and its wrists around. It can move its legs back and forth and its ankles. It can swing the tail back and forth too. And the best part of all the super colossal figures is a ginormous mouth that has a tunnel all the way down to the stomach so you can feed it miniature dinosaurs. This is a really cool figure. Here is another super colossal dinosaur. This is an Atrociraptor, and this looks pretty similar to one of the Atrociraptors that you can see in the movie as well. It's got the light skin with the brown and darker brown stripes on its body. On this figure, you can move the tail back and forth. You can move the legs, the ankles, and the wrists and arms just like the Gigantosaurus. This Atrociraptor is a bit skinnier than the Gigantosaurus, though. The Gigantosaurus was super bulky in its body, so this one's a bit more slim. Those are some pretty cool teeth, and of course the tunnel down to the stomach compartment as well. Here is another super colossal figure. This is the Jurassic World Dominion Super Colossal T-Rex. This T-Rex figure has a dark brown side with a darker black top and a lighter underbelly. It's fully adjustable just like the other super colossal figures that we saw, although the T-Rex's arms are so small that they can only go up and down. You can't twist the wrists at all. This T-Rex's neck is actually a softer rubber right here, which is interesting. Let's check out those teeth and that mouth too. This can open up super wide. That's probably like 9 inches wide. Check it out, I also bought some brand new figures to open up in this video. We're starting off with the Acrocanthosaurus from PNSO. Let's open it up. All right, so here is the model Acrocanthosaurus. It's like a medium-sized figure. Let's check out the details. It's got this huge spine. It's like raised all the way to its tail. It's got those little spikes right along it. It's got some interesting coloring too. It's got some lighter shades of brown, some darker shades, and then these white splotches all over its body. And its face is actually a much darker color. You can see that there's a little bit of red right on the top there, along with its red eyes. It's got some short arms in the front, some pretty big legs in the back, and in this figure you can open and close the mouth. Next up, we've got the Jurassic World Pteranodon. Let's open it up and check it out. So it comes disassembled. All you have to do is click in those wings. So this Pteranodon is over a foot wide, I'd say, from the tips of the wings. It's got a mostly green body. This is a pretty basic Pteranodon figure. You can see it's got some yellow detailing on its face. You can open and close the mouth, but nothing is colored in its mouth. And it's got some yellow detailing on its wings too. I mean, this is a pretty inexpensive figure, so it's pretty cool. But I will say a big design flaw is in the wings right here. Whenever you move them, they hit the body like that, which is kind of a bummer. But this is still a pretty big figure, and I think it'll look great in my collection. Up next, another brand new figure. You can see its claws are already pierced through as if it's trying to break free. This is a Gigantosaurus model. This figure is standing upright in an attack position, it looks like. Let's check out the details. You can see the ribs right there. That's really interesting. It's got a darker top and then a lighter underbelly. It's got some pretty sharp claws and on its feet too. And this has a huge head, and you can open and close the mouth too. Here's another brand new figure. Let's see what type of dinosaur this is. This is a young Spinosaurus from Papo. Let's check out the details. You can see that it's got a very textured body and skin. You can check out the smaller spine because it's a younger Spinosaurus. This figure is just in a normal standing position. You can see that you can open and close the mouth as well. And it's got some pretty cool coloring and shading on it too. You can see that it's mostly dark green, but it's got some yellow. You can see that it's got some very faint, but it looks like a little bit of light blue, a little bit of red in the spine too. Pretty cool. This will look great next to my huge Spinosaurus figures. And another brand new figure. Let's open it up and see what it is. This figure is also by Papo. This is a Chilesaurus. It's a smaller dinosaur. You can see that it's in this crawling or sneaking position. It's got some interesting coloring on it too. It's got some bright red right along the neck, got some darker green on the back and on the legs and tail. It's got these little spines on different parts of its body, and you can still open and close the mouth on this figure too, although it is really small. That's cool. This is a pretty unique looking dinosaur. Right over here, we've got a Jurassic World basic Pyroraptor, obviously related to the Velociraptor. You can see that its body is covered in feathers. Got some feathers on its elbow there, and you can see the feather detailing on its body and on its tail too. And of course, those huge feather-like things right on the top of its head. But this is the basic figure, so you can't open and close the mouth. All you can do is move the arms and the legs and the tail just a bit. Over here, we've got the Jurassic World Dominion Scorpio-Venator. This figure is medium sized. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 9 inches long from tail to the face. It's got a bright yellow body, some gray detailing all the way up to the face, along with the white detailing. And you can move the arms and legs and the tail too. The DNA scanner is right in its back that you can slide up, and it has an attack move. When you press down on its body, it chomps. Right up top here, we've got a fierce looking predator with a green body and a brown top. This is the Gigantosaurus. Check out these 2 bright red ridges right on the top of its nose. This figure is pretty adjustable too. You can move the arms, the legs, the ankles. Plus, with this figure, the tail controls the front torso and the head. So you can move it around just by moving the tail. Here we've got a model Indominus Rex. This is a smaller figure than the rest of the Jurassic World Indominus Rexes that I have, but it's got quite a bit of detail on it. You can see that it's got all these spines on its back, both like these little bumps as well as these long ones. And this figure is in what looks like a roaring pose. Plus, you can open and close the mouth on this figure too. Next up, we've got another model Gigantosaurus. This figure is probably over a foot long from head to tail, and it's got some pretty cool coloring. Very different from the other Gigantosauruses that I have that are mostly green. This one has yellow and red, and it is quite a heavy figure too. This thing is huge, and I love the detail on the teeth here. They're almost reflective, just like real teeth. Next up, we've got a Jurassic World Triceratops with a roaring action, or maybe that's a stabbing action with its 2 horns. Either way, that's really cool. It has a mostly green body. It's got the brown detailing on the top and in the front as well. We've also got some Amber Collection dinosaur figures in here from Jurassic World. This is Velociraptor Echo, I believe. And as with all the Amber Collection figures, this is super adjustable and a lot more detailed in coloring than the regular figures. This is pretty cool. I love how you can pose this in basically any type of pose that you want. Here is another Jurassic World Amber Collection Velociraptor. I believe that this one is Velociraptor Charlie, and it still has the headset right on top of its head. This Velociraptor is a bright green with gray striping and a gray underbelly, and just like the other one, is super posable. Plus, I actually have a Amber Collection Pteranodon. This figure is different than most of the Jurassic World Pteranodons because the wing is actually rubber. So it's very flexible and super posable. Plus, I think it's got a bit more coloring and detail than most of the Pteranodons as well. Check that all out on its head. And from the Hammond collection, I've got the Baryonyx. This figure is also super adjustable. You can move every joint in its body. This Hammond collection Baryonyx isn't quite as detailed in coloring as some of the Amber collection figures, but it still looks pretty cool. Very textured. You can see the ribs on the side. You can see a little bit of blue right on its face. And all in all, this is a pretty cool figure. Here we've got a smaller Gigantosaurus. This figure has bright yellow front legs and a yellow chest, while the rest of its body is a soft green color with some lighter blue detailing. And of course you've got the huge spikes on the tail, and this figure is actually spring-loaded, so you can swing its back torso back and forth. Next up is a huge dinosaur. This is a Pentaceratops. It's got a tan body with some great detailing on the back and on the front. It's got those huge horns used for defending, and this figure has two action buttons. The first swings its head up into the air, and the second swings its torso back and forth. Way down there, I see another huge Jurassic World Dominion T-Rex. This figure is a darker brown color, just like the super colossal figure that we saw earlier. And with this figure, the tail actually controls the head and the jaw too. Let's check it out. I think it's a little broken. It came that way, so I'm not sure what's going on with this figure. But still, this is a really cool colored T-Rex, I think. Next up is a dark blue Pseudoceratops with red detailing and huge horns in the front. And it's even got some green legs and a lighter underbelly as well. It's got an action button for roaring or stabbing, and it's got an action button for swinging its tail too. Right over here, we've got a small Carnotaurus from the new Jurassic World Dominion movie. You can see that it's got the broken horn, just like in the movie. It's got orange detailing on the top and a green body elsewhere. It's got some huge back legs, tiny front legs, and you can open and close the mouth and twist the neck around too. Right over here is a Jurassic World Dominion Atrociraptor. It's pretty similar to the super colossal figure that we saw earlier, but this is a pretty basic figure, so you can see that you can only move the arms, the legs, and the tail. Can't move the neck or open and close the jaw, but it's still a pretty cool figure to pose on your shelf. Here is another Atrociraptor, but a lot more posable than the basic figure that we just saw. You can see that you can move its neck back and forth and up and down. You can open and close its jaw, and of course you can move the arms, the legs, and you can twist the tail too. Here's another big figure. This is a Tyrannosaurus. This dinosaur has huge claws in the front. They're slightly bendable, but not much. And it probably stands just less than a foot high. And as you can hear, it's got tons of sound effects, but as I've mentioned before, the sensor in this figure is very sensitive. So even if you move it a tiny bit, the sound effects goes off. So it goes off a whole lot. Here is an interesting looking predator. This is the Gigantosaurus. It's got all sorts of interesting details over its body. You see that it's got these spines right underneath its neck, as well as at the bottom of its tail. You can see that it's got these bumps all over its back. And the neck and head also look pretty interesting. This is a pretty big head, I think, for the size of this dinosaur and its neck. And it's even got some spines right on the back of its leg right there. That's pretty interesting. Next up, we've got an Tyrannosaurus. This has quite a few different colors over it. It's got a huge spine, and it's got an action button right on the side to move its head up and down. Over here, we've got an Allosaurus. This is a pretty cool dinosaur. It's got a brown body and a blue top. It's got those spines running all the way down to its tail. And this figure has a slide action button as well for roaring and chomping. Here is a Kentrosaurus. This dinosaur, kind of like the Chialingosaurus, has these huge spikes on its side, very likely used for defense. And this figure has the slide action button that you can use to swing its torso back and forth. Here we've got the Jurassic World Irritator. This is an interesting looking dinosaur, especially with the coloring. It's got some bright blue, dark blue, and brown with the lighter underbelly. And the tail controls the head on this dinosaur. This dinosaur, I believe, is the Rajasaurus. This is a pretty cool looking dinosaur. It's got the single horn on the top of its head, and it's got some spikes right along its spine there. The rest of its body is pretty bumpy, so you can tell that it's pretty armored. And this dinosaur has a chomping action too. Next, we've got a good old Ankylosaurus with a slide action button used for swinging the tail. We've got a few Dimetrodons in here actually. This first one has a light blue body with the red spine and an action button for chomping. The other Dimetrodon has a light green body with a red spine, and this one actually has battle damage. Let's check that out. We've actually got a couple more dinosaurs with extreme battle damage on them. I just bought these. This first one is a Velociraptor with a white body and a blue top with extreme battle damage. And this other dinosaur is a Coelarus. This dinosaur has a dark green body with the red legs, tail, and the tip of its head too. And of course, it's got the extreme battle damage that you can turn on and off. We've got some more raptors in here. I'm counting 3 in total. This one is actually an Atrociraptor, and you can see that it is in the crouching position. It's sneaking along the ground. These other 2 raptors are Velociraptors, and both of them have the slashing, spring-loaded action. So you can swing their torsos back and forth, and they swing back into place. And the last dinosaur of this bin is the Miragaia. This dinosaur also has those huge spines on its shoulders or around its back, along with the normal spines all the way down to the tail. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today, we are checking out my collection of hybrid, battle damage, and other super cool and unique dinosaurs. Starting with this battle damaged Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let's open it up. Here is the completed Tyrannosaurus Rex. Here is the battle damage. When you press this button on top, that's when the battle damage comes out. Look at that. So you can switch back and forth, and it shows up on both sides too. This is a super cool T-Rex. I'm super excited to add this to my collection. Right up front here, we've got a super cool and unique looking Indominus Rex. I think this one is a hybrid, don't you think? Look at the coloring on this. It's got bright red, it's got the gold feet. Look at the horns on top too. That is different from a normal Indominus Rex. Let's see what cool functions this has. There's a button right here. Let's see what happens when we press that button. Wow, very cool. Those are some giant spikes. You definitely don't see that on a normal Indominus Rex. Let's open up this brand new Albertosaurus. This is a battle damaged dinosaur. All right, so here's the battle damage on its side. You can see that we've got some scrapes on its leg, and the main feature is this ginormous battle damage right here on its side. Look at that. Even the bones can go up and down to reveal what's underneath. So you can put the bones back in place, and then you can cover it up so it looks like a normal dinosaur. And then you just touch it, and it flips open. That is super neat. All right, here we've got a hybrid Tyrannosaurus Rex. This one definitely looks different than a normal T-Rex because of those giant spikes on its back right there. Look at that. And you can actually close them and hide them. And then you press this button and bam, there go the spikes. That is super cool. And I love the coloring on this too. Look at that green, and then it goes into the yellow on the bottom. This is a super cool hybrid Tyrannosaurus Rex. Next up, we've got a special delivery. Let's open this up and see what's inside. All right, can you guess what's inside? I am super excited. Oh, no way, that's so cool. This is a battle-damaged T-Rex. Look at that on its side. Look at all that damage that this T-Rex has taken from its fighting. And look at that, even on its face too. And on its neck. That is super cool. I really like these battle-damaged dinosaurs. And over here, one of the biggest dinosaurs in my bin is the battle-damaged Indominus Rex. Look at that, just like the T-Rex that we saw earlier, the battle damage is on its side and you can open and close it like this. Well, the button doesn't seem to be working too well right now. There it is, there's the battle damage. And it has the button on its tail to open and close the mouth too. This Indominus Rex is the full package. Super cool. Here we've got a brand new battle damaged Pteranodon. Let's open it up. So this is a pretty small dinosaur, but look at the top right there. You can flip open the top and bam, there's the battle damage, and you can close it so it's all healed once again. This is super cool. All right, we've got some more battle damaged T-Rexes. These are my favorite. Look at that battle damage. And these T-Rexes are fully posable. Look at that. You can keep his mouth open like that. Here is the next battle damaged T-Rex, and just like the other one we saw, it's got some scrapes on its tail, on its legs, on its side, and even on its face again. Look at that. This is one fierce T-Rex. This has been through a lot of battles, don't you think? This one is super bright, look at that. I think this one is a hybrid Dilophosaurus, don't you think? It's got those frills on the front. Look at that bright orange on its back too. Wow, check this one out. We've got a ginormous Triceratops. And there's the battle damage on the side. Look at that. The skin is made entirely out of rubber, and when you squeeze it, the head can go up and down too. And this is from actually the original Jurassic Park toy line. So this is actually a pretty old classic toy. Here is a ginormous Stegosaurus, and look at that. It's got the battle damage right on its side as well. Check out these spikes. Look at the size of that. You can swing that around, and you do not want to be in the way of those spikes. Watch out, here comes the Stegosaurus. Here is another Dilophosaurus, but this one is also super brightly colored. Do you think this is a hybrid? And if so, what do you think it's a hybrid with? Here is one of the stars of the new Jurassic World movies. This is the Indoraptor. This one is super cool because you can bend and adjust all over its body. Look at that, it is super adjustable. Even its neck you can twist and move up and down. This is a super neat Indoraptor toy. Here's a fun fact about the Indoraptor. Did you know that typically they like to run on all fours? But if they need to, they'll stand up on their two hind legs for fighting or for running or whatever they need to do. Here is a teeny tiny little Tyrannosaurus Rex. And look at that battle damage on its side too. Here is another one of my favorite dinosaurs from the new Jurassic World movie. This is the Scorpius Rex. And this is a hybrid dinosaur. Check this one out. This is a little Mosasaurus that goes swimming in the ocean. And it's got the battle damage on the side. That is super cool. All right, we've got another battle damage Albertosaurus. And right here, here's the battle damage. Once again, you can move the bones up and down. or you can hide it completely. Did you know that Albertosauruses weighed as much as a car? That is ginormous! That is so cool. Here we've got a little Spinosaurus. I think that's a Spinosaurus, but look how bright it is. It's bright blue and bright red. I definitely think that this is a hybrid. Plus, it's got battle damage on the side too. Look out! Here comes a Stegosaurus. It's got the battle damage on the side. And I'm not sure, do you think this is a hybrid? It's got some unique stripes on the side. I actually can't tell if this is a hybrid or not. But it definitely looks really cool, don't you think? All right, here we've got 2 more Triceratops too. And look how different they are. This one's a bright green, this is a darker green, but they both have the battle damage. Look at that, it's got the scrape on its side, and the bright green one has one that you can flip up and down. That is super impressive. Look at that over here. We've got a little itty bitty Velociraptor. This is Blue the Velociraptor. And we've got the battle damage on the side too. That is so cool. Oh, we've got a bunch of small dinosaurs here. Look at this. Let's check these out. And they all have battle damage too. This is the Herrerasaurus. Look at that battle damage on the side too. This one is the Stygimoloch. Look at the horns on the top of its head. Those are massive. And of course, it's got the battle damage on the side too. This one is a Monolophosaurus. Check that out on the side. You can open and close it, and its mouth opens and closes too. And of course, we've got a Triceratops with the battle damage. That is super impressive. Look at those horns too. Only a few dinosaurs left. This is the Pachycephalosaurus. This dinosaur has a super hard head, so it can go bumping and headbutting into other dinosaurs. And check out that battle damage as well. Our third to last dinosaur is the Baryonyx. And check out the special feature on this dinosaur. It has a sliding button on its back that'll slowly open its mouth. That's incredible! This is super cool! Next up, we've got a super cool looking Allosaurus. This is one of my favorite dinosaurs. And just like the last one we saw, it has that special sliding button. And our last dinosaur, the Suchomimus. And the special feature for this dinosaur is this big old button on the back that moves its neck and makes it roar too. I hope you enjoyed these super cool battle damage, hybrid, and special feature dinosaurs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hello and welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today, we're gonna check out a bunch of giant dinosaurs that are in the new Jurassic World Dominion movie. And I've actually got some brand new toys as well to unbox. Let's get started with this big one right here. This is from the Jurassic World Dominion toy series that just came out. Let's open it up. All right, so we've got the Capture and Crush truck. And let's go ahead and click the arm into place. All right, this truck is used for capturing those dinosaurs, like this Velociraptor right here. Let's see it in action. Car's driving around, along comes this raptor, and you can use the claw to swoop down and pick up the raptor and then put it in the back of the truck. Just like that. Now we have a captured Velociraptor. Or is he captured? This is a really cool toy, and it even comes with a few more things as well. You've got a cannon in there, you've got some chains, and I think this truck actually has an additional feature to it. So check this out. The truck can actually break apart. When the Raptor comes along and it headbutts the front of the car, bam! Oh no, look out! The truck's broken! That is so cool. And you can even do that on the side too. You can headbutt it and wham! The car breaks. That is so awesome. This is one powerful Velociraptor. And next up of our brand new Jurassic World Dominion toys is this Owen Escape Pack. And look at all the dinosaurs that it comes with. And of course, Owen on his motorcycle. Let's open it up. All right, so this set comes with 3 dinosaurs. The first one is a giant Carnotaurus. Look at that, you can see its horns, and I think one of the horns is actually broken. It's a wounded Carnotaurus. And the other 2 dinosaurs are the mighty Atrociraptors. Look at the coloring on this one. It is striped. It's like bright orange with the white striping. That is crazy. And our other Atrociraptor, ooh, he's in that sneaking pose. He's stalking his prey, which is Owen right now. So you better watch out for this Atrociraptor, or he'll sneak up on you. And finally, we've got Owen up here, and he comes with a helmet and a tiny little knife. Let's check out Owen. Alright, here is Owen. Fits on his motorcycle. It's a bright red motorcycle. And he zooms away while the Atrociraptors chase after him. Run! Next up in our brand new figures, we've got the Ankylosaurus, the Roar Strikers series. Let's open this dinosaur up. Here is the great and mighty Ankylosaurus. Look at all that armor plating on its back. And I love the coloring on this too. It's like a clay red color, and it's got brown on the top, and all those spikes are a nice bright tan color. And this toy comes with an action as well. You can push down on its back and it'll swing his tail. Watch out for that tail. All right, let's see what other dinosaurs we've got from the Jurassic World Dominion movie. Right here, we've got the good old classic Tyrannosaurus Rex. And this dinosaur actually comes with a cage that you can put on its face that he'll break out of. So right now he's trapped, and he's gonna break out in 3, 2, 1, go! That is so cool. This is an awesome dinosaur figure. Up next, we've got a giant Indominus Rex with battle damage. Look at the battle damage on the side right there. That's so cool. It comes with sound effects, and you can turn the battle damage on and off. And besides the battle damage on the side, you've also got the action where you can open and close its mouth with a button on its tail. This figure is ginormous. This one is super cool to display on my shelf. Over here, we've got another dinosaur with battle damage. This is a Tyrannosaurus, battle damage edition. Look at all that damage all over its body. Got huge gashes on its chin and on its leg, on its side, and even a little bit on its face right there too. This is super cool. I love the detail to this. All the way in the back here, we've got the great Spinosaurus. These dinosaurs are huge in real life. And I love the coloring on this one as well. Look at all that detail. And even look at the skin too. Look at all those bumps. It looks super realistic. Over here in the corner, we've got another T-Rex, but this one's a bit different than the other ones. It's a bright red, and it's got this action button on the tail. If you press it, there's a chomping action. That is super cool, and I love how bright this T-Rex is. All right, we've got a few more T-Rexes right here. This one is even bigger than this T-Rex over here. Let's check out this one first. This one has the ripping action. Wow, look at that. And it's got the tail action too. That is super cool. And this T-Rex right over here, it's a bit smaller, but still super ferocious. Look at this. We've got another giant Indominus Rex, just like the other one, except this one doesn't have battle damage. This one has a claw slashing action. Look at this. Right up front here, we've got a ginormous Triceratops. And look at that battle damage too. This dinosaur is quite rubbery. The whole outside is rubber, so it feels pretty lifelike. And when you squeeze its chest, its neck moves up and down. That is really cool. Let's keep digging in. Over here, we've got a mighty Carnotaurus with its great horns on the top and the tiny little arms in the front and the action button on its tail to operate its mouth. Uh-oh, you better watch out. We've got some of the most ferocious dinosaurs right here. These are the Scorpius Rexes. These things are super scary, and I like that they're mostly black, so they can actually sneak around in the dark easier than other dinosaurs. So you'd want to keep your eye out for these at the nighttime. And it's got the claw slashing action as well. Right up front, we've got a gigantic Stegosaurus. Look at this. And it's got some action buttons as well. Look at that, you see? It's moving its head up and down. That is super cool. And on the other side here, if you press this one, it swings its tail back and forth. Oh no, watch out for those spikes. Stay out of the way. Check this out. This is one of my favorite Indominus Rex figures. Look at all the detail. This figure is more of a model because none of the parts move other than its mouth. But I love the coloring on it and how realistic it looks. All right, here are some of my favorite dinosaurs ever. These are giant Velociraptors, and I love the coloring too. They're similar, but this one's like a more teal color, and this is a more jungle green color. I love the stripes and the speckled coloring on this dinosaur. And both of these Velociraptors are super posable. Look at all the ways that you can move them. And even with the claws on their feet, you can move up and down. That is so cool. Oh, you better watch out. This is an Endoraptor. These dinosaurs are super scary and super smart. You better stay out of the way of these dinosaurs. Look at that gold on the side. And once again, this dinosaur is mostly black as well, so we can sneak around in the night. Look at this. We've got a few Dilophosauruses with their crazy looking frills. Stay out of the way of these dinosaurs or they might spit venom at you. Ooh, right over here. We've got a few more Ankylosauruses. And look at the difference in coloring on these two as well. This one's a lot brighter. It's got that bright blue and like a yellow tan coloring on the bottom. And this one is a green and brown on the bottom. But they've both got those mighty spikes and the mighty armor plating. Let's see the action button on this one. Super cool. And what does this one have? Let's check it out. Let's keep going. There's so many more dinosaurs to see. Wow. Look at these two. I think these both are herbivores. I'm actually not sure what type of dinosaur they are. But look at this one. This one has a huge horn on its back. And this one kind of has like a crown on top. It's like a bright yellow right on the top of its head. And this one's got some action buttons as well. Let's see what it does. First button moves its neck. And the second button moves the tail. And on this dinosaur, you can wiggle the tail back and forth to move its head. How cool is that? Oh, check this out. We've got another model dinosaur. This is the mighty T-Rex. And look at that awesome pose that he's in. It's as if he's roaring right now. Oh, look out. We've got another Indominus Rex in here. This one comes with battle damage as well. And you click it. Bam! There's the battle damage. And the tail controls the head as well. Watch out for those chomps. Ooh, right over here. This is a Mosasaurus. This dinosaur swims in the ocean, and it is a ginormous dinosaur. All right, we've got even more Dilophosauruses in here. Check it out, we've got 3 more. This one is a giant one. And these two are smaller, but look at the coloring on these. That is so cool. And look at how different they all are. I love the variety in coloring, even for the same species of dinosaur. Oh, and here are some of my favorite dinosaurs again. The Velociraptors. We've got a green one right here. We've got a brown Velociraptor. And of course, the famous blue. Oh, I think there's even more Velociraptors in here. Here we go. We've got another green Velociraptor. This one looks like he's sneaking around, stalking his prey. And then we've got this awesome bright red Velociraptor with green stripes on the back. And this Velociraptor actually has a jumping action. The legs are spring-loaded, so when you press down, it'll spring up into the air. 3, 2, 1. All right, these are our last dinosaurs of the bin. Look at this. I believe this is a Pteranodon maybe, and it's got the battle damage on the top that you can open and close. We've also got a baby Triceratops, those massive horns in the front. Super cool. And also a cute little Gallimimus. And this coloring is really cool. It's got the blue top and the orange sides. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today, I'm going to show you a huge collection of Jurassic World figures. Let's start with these brand new, and I've actually got this giant one right here. Let's open it up. This is a ginormous Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's got the foot stomping action. And it's got a roar with a button as well. Let's check that out. That is so cool. Plus, this set comes with a cage that you put around its head that it can break free from. Let's go ahead and put that on and check out the action. All right, so here is the trapped T-Rex, but I think he can break free. Let's see him try. Ready? 3, 2, 1, break free! Wow, that is so cool. I love that action. I've got a few more brand new ones to add to my collection, starting with this one. This is the Tyrannosaurus. Let's go ahead and open this up. And let's check it out. Wow, look at that really long neck. And I love the coloring on this. This is like a bright blue color. I don't have that many dinosaurs that are colored like this. And that really long neck leading up to this awesome face right there. Look at those teeth too. And I believe this one has an action as well. If you move the tail, then the neck moves up and down. That is so cool. And I've got another brand new dinosaur to add to my collection. This is the Styracosaurus from the Fierce Force collection. Let's check this out. So this looks kind of like a Triceratops, you know? But it has a lot more horns. And this one has an action as well. If you move the tail, then the head goes up and down. And I really like those, it's like a glowing yellow and orange right there on the front of its head. All right, which one should we do next? I think we should do this awesome Indominus Rex. Look at the coloring on this. This is so bright and so cool looking. It's got the blue belly with the purple on the side and on the top. And then it's got that black ridge all the way down with the orange outlining it. This is a really cool Indominus Rex, and it has two actions. You've got the button on the tail for the roar, and you've got a button up top here for the slashing action. That is so cool. Look at all those teeth. Up next, right in front here, we've got a giant Spinosaurus. Look at the blue coloring on its spine, and look at all this brown and tan. I think that this would blend into the jungle really well. This one would sneak up on you, and it would pounce on you before you could even know it's there. This is a really cool figure. And right over here, we've got one of my favorite T-Rex figures. This one is different from all the others because it has this green and brown coloring all over it that'll make it blend into the jungle more than any of the other T-Rexes that I have. And it has some action buttons as well. It's got the foot stomp right here. And if you move the tail, it'll move its head too. That is super cool. The coloring and detail on this Tyrannosaurus Rex is super realistic. Over here, we've got another Tyrannosaurus Rex. This one is like a brown-orange color. The legs move, the tail moves, the arms, and look at all the battle damage all over it. It's got it on its leg, on its tail, on its side, and I really like the ones on its face too. It makes it look a lot more tough. Look at that. That is so cool. Uh-oh, better watch out. Here comes another Indominus Rex. This one is a normal colored Indominus Rex, but it still has the same awesome action buttons like we saw on the blue Indominus Rex. Got the roar, And you've got the slashing action. That is so cool. And look at all these spikes and bumps on its back too. This Indominus Rex is huge. Uh-oh, you better watch out. Here comes one of the biggest ocean monsters that we saw in the Jurassic World movies. This is the Mosasaurus. Look at the size of its mouth. That is huge. And all those teeth. If you saw this in the ocean, you better get away fast. All right, we've got another Spinosaurus with different coloring. This one is green and red, and I think would blend into the jungle just as well as the other one probably. Maybe not with the red, but who knows? It's still got the same awesome action button for its jaw. And you can move its arms, its legs, and its tail as well. This is a really cool Spinosaurus figure. Over here, we've got another super cool Tyrannosaurus Rex. This one, though, has the battle damage that you can turn on and off. Check it out with this button right here. That is so cool. So when you're playing with another dinosaur, and the other dinosaur comes along, and it bites him on the side, you can turn on the battle damage just like that. That is super neat. And of course, we've got a Carnotaurus right here. This is like a red and orange dinosaur with a brown on top with all those little spikes. That is so cool. And he's a loud dinosaur. And up top here, you can see that it's got those two huge horns. You better watch out for this one in the jungle. All right, let's keep digging. Over here. All right. This is a Scorpius Rex from the Jurassic World movies. Look at those poisonous spikes. I think they're quills actually on its tail. And it's got two action buttons. Look at all those teeth right there. And the second action button is for the arms. Also, look at that massive claw on its foot. That is so crazy. All right here we've got a giant winged dinosaur. This is the Quetzalcoatl, or I think that's how you pronounce it. But this is a huge flying dinosaur, and it's got two action buttons right there on the top. Let's see what they do. The first one flaps its wings like that. The second one moves its beak up and down. That is super cool. This is a huge flying dinosaur figure. Oh, look at this right over here. One of the coolest dinosaurs from the new Jurassic World movies, the Indoraptor. On this figure, the jaw doesn't open and close, which is a bit of a bummer, but you can still move its arms and its legs and its tail as well. And look at that detail of the gold stripe down its side. Check it out. We've got two more Scorpius Rexes right here in the back. Look at this. One of them is a bit smaller than the other. This one has the action buttons just like we saw before. And this one, the smaller one, doesn't have the action buttons, but it still has the same coloring and those poisonous quills on its tail. All right, let's keep digging around. Let's see. All right, here is an Allosaurus. Look at that action. That chomping action right there. That is so cool. This is a gray dinosaur, and it's got those yellow markings all along its back and tail. And it's quite movable as well. You can move all the parts of its body. All right, here we've got an Ankylosaurus with battle damage. This Ankylosaurus has an action as well. If you move its leg, then its tail will move back and forth for hitting its opponents, and its face will move up and down too. That is super cool, and I love that battle damage. That's a cool little detail there. All right, we've got another vicious Indoraptor. This one has a mouth that can open and close, and its entire body basically can move as well. It is fully adjustable. So this is a great model to have up on your shelf. And once again, that gold stripe all the way down its body, that is so cool. All right, here we've got what I believe is a Ceratosaurus. It's got that big horn on the front and all those tiny little, I think they're like spikes or bumps right along its spine. And it's got an action button as well. Wow, that is super scary sounding. All right, here we've got one of the most popular dinosaurs from the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park movies, the Velociraptor. And this figure is superposable. Look at that, you can move its legs in any direction, even its claw right on its foot can go up and down. This is a great superposable Velociraptor. Up next, we've got a miniature Spinosaurus with battle damage and an action as well. You move the tail, the head can move as well. You better watch out for Spinosauruses whenever you're near water, because these dinosaurs are known for hunting for fish. That is super cool. All right, we've got another Velociraptor right here. I think I got a few more in here. Oh yeah, here is Blue the Velociraptor, and it's got the battle damage too. That is so cool. But this yellow Velociraptor actually has a spring jumping action like that. Look at with its legs, they're spring loaded, so it can leap up into the air. You ready? And back into the bin. This is a super cool Velociraptor and super bright. Oh, look at this super bright dinosaur. This is so colorful, bright blue, and the dark blue and gold as well. This, I believe, is a hybrid dinosaur, I think between a Stegosaurus and a Triceratops. That is so cool, and it's got the battle damage too. Right over here, we've got a miniature Mosasaurus. We saw the big version of this, and now here is a smaller toy version. But this one comes with the battle damage. Look at that, you can even see some bones in there too. And look at this one. This is a baby T-Rex. Look at that, it looks a lot like an adult T-Rex. Still has the same stance and overall form, but it's just a lot smaller, and it looks like a baby in some ways. And it's got the action as well. Check this out. We've got another superposable Velociraptor. Look at how you can pose its arms and its legs, and its head and even its neck too. You don't see that very often in figures. And look at those claws again. You can move them up and down, just like how they do in real life. Here we've got another Ankylosaurus, I believe. Look at all that armor plating, and it's got the spikes on the side as well. And it's got an action button right here. When you press it, there goes its tail. You better watch out. You do not want to get hit by that tail. All right, look at this one. This is a Gigantosaurus. This is a super bright red dinosaur, and it's got those black stripes all along its back and its tail as well. And it's even got a little bit of like the orange yellow on its face too. And it's got the action button. This is the Indominus. Look at that. Yellow up top and the blue along its head, and it's a super colorful dinosaur. Do you think that this would blend into the jungle still though? Let me know in the comments below. Look at this giant dinosaur. This is an Pseudoceratops, and check out those giant horns. They kind of look like the horns of a bull, don't you think, in a way? That's really cool. And we've got the action buttons up top as well. This is a massive dinosaur. You better stay out of the way of this one or he might stomp on you. Oh, we've got another Allosaurus right here, but this one looks different than the last one that we saw. This one is blue up top and then a tan on the sides and the bottom. And we've got the action buttons. Let's see what they do. That is super cool. Here we've got a tiny little Stygimoloch with a super hard head and the spikes, and with the action as well, so it can headbutt other dinosaurs to defend itself. And here we've got two differently colored Gallimimuses. We've got a bright orange one here, and then a blue-gray Gallimimus right here. Oh, you know what? We've got another Gallimimus in here. I missed this one. But this one also has different coloring. Look at that blue and red up top, and the orange sides, and the orange tail as well. Just a few dinosaurs left. Here we've got a baby Ankylosaurus. Look at that. It still has that hard covering up top to defend itself against predators. Oh, right here, we've got two twin dinosaurs. These are the Ornitholestes. And they're both brown with the yellow striping on top and a little bit of orange on their face right there. Here we've got a bright green dinosaur. This is the Sauropelta. And check out those massive spikes on its back. I bet those are for defense against predators. And here are our last two dinosaurs. This is the Herrerasaurus, with the battle damage on the side too. That is super neat. And this gray dinosaur is the Troodon.
Hello and welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. I'm super excited to be here with you today. Today we are unboxing this giant bin of dinosaur toys. We've got some new Camp Cretaceous, we've got some new Jurassic World, we've got some King Kong and Godzilla further down in the bin, and so much more. I'm super excited to unbox these with you. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first up, let's go ahead and unbox this Camp Cretaceous figure right here. We got a Scorpius Rex from the Camp Cretaceous. Let's check it out. Wow, so this is a pretty sizable figure, I will say. This is larger than a lot of the ones that we have. All right, so there's two buttons on the top up here. Oh, that's the first one. Check it out. This top button, when you press it, watch what happens. Let's see. Nice, so his mouth opens up, reveals his teeth, and the sound effect of his roar. Very cool. Let's check out the second button here. So when you press this button, let's see, is that the slashing action? Oh yeah. And it's got a sound effect for that too. That's pretty vicious. Wow, this thing is ginormous. And let's check out the tail too. We've got the tail here with the slashing action too. You wouldn't want to be in the way of that tail. That thing would hurt so much. Wow, all right. You'll want to stay out of the way of this one, that's for sure. All right, let's move on to the next dinosaur. All right, next up, let's do the Jurassic World Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let's check it out. All right, yeah, see, this is cool. You don't see this too often. It's a plastic dino throughout most of it, but the tail is rubber, giving it much more lifelike feel. And it swivels up and down like that. You can already hear those stomp sound effects. Let's hear some more. Very cool. Let's check out this chomping action too. So when you lift them up like this, it locks into place, and then you move the tail upwards, and he comes chomping down. Wow, that's cool. Very cool. And even his neck right here is kind of like rubber too. You can see it kind of like swivels back and forth. Very cool. I'm super excited to add this to our collection. All right, let's move on to the next dinosaur. Okay, let's check out the Camp Cretaceous Tyrannosaurus Rex Epic Roarin'. All right, here we go. Wow, look at that. And look at that darker stripe along its back, and then the lighter sides. It's got a lighter belly. It's like, I don't know if that's tan or yellow. But let's check out these action moves. So you've got the button on the tail right there. You can already hear the roaring right there. And then the swivel action. So the tail twists back and forth and a little bit up and down. And as you're doing that, it twists the head at the same time. That's really cool, because then it gives it a super realistic look. If you're like playing with the dinos, you don't have to have your hand up here. You can have it way back here, and it looks super realistic. That's really cool. And let's try out the button too. Let's see how the roar looks. Whoa, that's cool. It's got like some shaking action too when you press the button. When it roars, there's like a battery inside that makes the head roar back and forth while it's roaring. Let's try that out again. And even look inside the mouth, like with the teeth and this tongue right there. Look at that, it's like wiggling back and forth, so when it shakes, the tongue shakes too. That's pretty cool. That's an attention to detail that I really appreciate. I definitely am enjoying the swiveling head with the tail. That gives it such a cool look that your hands don't have to be close to the head to make it move. Very cool. Let's check out the next dinosaur. All right, and over here we've got the Jurassic World Tyrannosaurus Rex. Wow, another Tyrannosaurus Rex. We're really on a roll today. All right, let's check it out here. So it's got kind of the same coloring as the other one. You can see the darker top and then the lighter sides, and then the even lighter, like a yellow tan belly and underside. You've got these massive claws once again. So the tail is actually jointed in multiple spots. I bet that's for when you press the button, it really gives it a good swing. Let's try out the tail first. Wow, look at that swing. And it goes all the way to the side and all the way back. It's spring loaded. So you can just keep doing this all day. No batteries required. Very cool. And let's see that chomp action with its face too. You ready? Here we go. Ooh, okay. Twist to the side. It closes its mouth and rips it off. Wow, that's really cool. That's a gnarly attack. When it's attacking another dinosaur and it's right there, it would grab it and twist it to the side in its attack. That's very vicious. And look at the teeth on this one too. That is a massive set of teeth. Got the yellow eyes. Very cool. I'm liking this one too. All right, let's move on to the next dinosaur. Next up is a smaller dinosaur here. This is the Monolophosaurus. It has a savage strike from the Camp Cretaceous series. It's pretty cool. All right, so here it is. This is interesting coloring, look at that. It's got a lighter gold coloring on the top, and then the green sides and a green bottom. Its legs move, it's got those huge claws, and its arms move too, they're pretty small. And then look at its face. It's got interesting coloring. It's like a mixture of the red and then the yellow that's also on its back as well. Let's check out that chomping action. Here we go with the tail. Very cool, I'm liking that. It's a smaller dinosaur, but I like that it still has an action that you can do with the toy. Very cool. All right, let's move on to the next dinosaur. All right, in our other new dinosaur here, we've got a Diplodocus. Check this out. It's an interesting, like, semi-flexible rubber feeling. The neck is a little bit flexible too. And check out the coloring. You've got this like red-brown, and then you've got these stripes of green all the way up the neck too. Check that out. Then got a little bit of yellow on the underbelly and on the legs as well. This is very cool. There are no moving parts in this one. There's no buttons or anything, but it is somewhat movable. It does have a pretty lifelike feel, I think. Let's check out that face. Oh, it's kind of a cute face, you know? Look at those eyes right there. This is pretty cool. This is I believe it's a pretty massive dinosaur in real life, the actual size. But this is a very cool model of a dinosaur to have. All right, let's go ahead and check out all these other dinosaurs. Want to see more dino videos? Click the subscribe button now.